I stand firmly in the fact that I'm one of the best to ever do this. For the culture, for my coast, and for my city. This is the Best Rapper in LA podcast. And I'm your host, Murs. What up, though? Welcome back. If you didn't hear part one, go back, listen. And we're going to pick up here. This is a time where we can tell two stories. I didn't tell a story about That Looks Good video, but I've told it many times, but I'll tell it here. And the story of Eli at the Showbox.
It starts again. Living legends, you can tell a friend. It wouldn't hurt you. Let this work you as the record spins around. You can take it then.
So we're doing one song, and being the idiots that we are, because we're all 10 or 12 in our minds and our actions, somebody puts a kick me sign on Eli's back. Eli is the smallest member in Living Legends, height and weight. Also the kindest person. I don't think anyone's ever been in a physical altercation with Eli in our group or ever in life. So why you would choose to physically assault this young man during the performances? Why I still think it's funny is because I feel like Eli might still be justifiably mad about it. So there's a kick me sign on his back. And everybody, I mean, he would go to one side of the stage, everybody, boom, 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 just kicking him. Like, hard. He doesn't have much ass anyway, so it's just like, you can feel it, like you're fucking up the man's hips. Oh, man.
Put your L's in his mouth. Where you at? Come on. Perception. From the mind to the pen to the session.
He can't decide which side of the stage. And I'm sure in his head, he's like, why are my friends treating me like this? Why are they kicking me? Nothing like this has ever happened on stage with us before. I'm sure he's like, is it the term bemused? Like, he's like, what the fuck? So he's like looking at us and trying to do his verse and like jumping from side, like running across the stage.
The puncture, boom. Get to the moment of my pro tools. My man fucking they give it that nigga bustin' that data without a kind of create a new line. Put it up for a dodge when you rotate your new rhyme. Nobody's there to stop you when you're confident from both sides. With an aim that's ain't a game with a blood.
It finally turns around. It's like, what the fuck? And then the crowd sees the kick me sign and it's the biggest pop. Because they're wondering too, what the fuck? Why is everybody kicking Eli? They see it go on, and then he turns around to us. It's like, what the fuck? And for Eli to get that angry is also rare. So it was, and then they turned, and then it just made it even funnier. Oh man! But in wrestling, they call it a pop. Like recently, Colorado, The Rock came out of WWE. I don't watch WWE, but I saw the clip, and man, it was so loud, and that's the kind of laugh. Like, we finally let the crowd in on the joke. Fuck whoever did that, it was wrong. It's not funny. So what happened next, since, you know, I guess I can laugh about that hard because I paid the cost. So everyone knows back then I used to wear these pajama pants. And these are moments, once again, too, if that would have been, you know, gone all over the internet, that would have blew us up. We would have got a million views and likes and shit if we had that little moment on Instagram or Snapchat or TikTok. This is what I said. Like, we'd be an amazing force had you been able to like imagine Odd Future times 5. And then I'm performing these pajama pants that are loose. I think Aesop and Eli, or maybe just Aesop. I think it's Aesop, The Revenge. I'm sure Eli was in on it somehow. Or maybe he just went home after that. I don't know. I would have. No, I remember standing with him on the side of the stage that night. Because we used to like duck out when everybody used to start at the end of the set going, what would you do if we put it all together? And they start doing the Boys to Men acapella Living Legends barbershop. Yo, every night, if you've ever seen that, know that me and Eli were backstage like, oh my gosh, not again.
I know, I know.
Hey, girl, you all up in my mind. I just wanna see you shine. So let's go. Let's go. Pay dues, make some motherfucking noise.
But I do miss it. I love that part. But and like I said, I think it could have been a dope moment if we practiced it and it happened maybe during this. I think it just needed another place. Me and Eli both are like perform and go home people. And then they would start doing that. Like, we're all on the same bus. We're all in the same van. Like, come on, bro. Eli is Mr. Leave the Show immediately. I just want to get out. To me, my favorite part is, aside from not rapping on stage, like I love being on stage, but I love also hanging out or going to get food after the show. I think it's because I get so tense about performing, and it's such a pulled in two directions. Like you know, I don't know the term I'm trying to use, but like I'm split. Like, I want to do the show because I like making people happy and I love music, but I hate being on stage. So it's like it's being pulled in two directions. Then finally I get to go back to self and it's over, and I want to celebrate. I think that's what it is. So I'm happy to meet you all, and I'm thankful that you listen to our music, but also I'm like happy that shit's over. It's torturous for me. And on a spiritual level, I'm having a good time in the moment. But before it, 30 minutes, I'm sure after shit, blah, blah, I'm a horrible person to people around me. Then I get on stage and I let it all out, and then I come back to self. So there's a lot of relief for me in that moment. I don't need to, Eli needs to retreat. And he says that since the birth of a sorcerer came under a Pisces sign, he's a Pisces. And maybe it's a Pisces, the two fish thing. Anyway, the next story, that looks good. Before we go too much further, Sunspot still lives in the same apartment in Hollywood. I don't know who's going to stalk him if they didn't know that. Going on over 20 years now. He's like those New Yorkers, because Hollywood, LA's slowly becoming New York, or a metro megatropolis thingy, where rent control is good. And so he's staying. And it's a nice apartment in Hollywood. He invited us all over. I think it's to see that looks good video. Everybody brought their girlfriends. I believe I told a story, or maybe I did tell a story on Varsity Blues. Lucky I am, and I told a story about the suite in Australia. But in that same hotel with the adjoining rooms, summer in Australia, sweaty. Lucky's a big dude. We're wearing basketball jerseys because we're Americans in another country, and you wear socks to the beach. I don't do that. I would die. My wife would probably murder me. But I never did that. I'm a beach kid. I'm a California kid for real. But I do wear basketball jerseys, and I will go swimming in some motherfucking basketball shorts. All right? Black culture. Hip-hop culture, if you will. And rare, I'll get some board shorts, but I'm going to wear a fucking sports basketball jersey. I'm wearing mine. He's wearing his. He's sweaty. We finished a long walk with our backpacks, blasting rap music, annoying Australians, I'm sure. I'm sitting on the chair, watching a DVD, probably Baller Blocking. We've watched Baller Blocking, the Cash Money video. This is another thing. People wouldn't think that Lucky I Am and Murs of the Living Legends are watching Baller Blocking 30 times a day. Cash Money, Baller Block is funny. Oh, man, there's so many parts. Who the fuck got the dope?
Every day, all we do is get our grind on. From sun up to sundown, get our grind on. Trying to bust it wide open and build up my claim. Send a hit at this nigga so we can be the jank. You know how it is, want everything for myself.
Rest in peace to, I think there's an actor in there. And shout out to TK. I can't think of Ezel. I always call him Ezel, and it's disrespectful. But yeah, rest in peace to him. We watched that, so I'm probably watching that, distracted. He's laughing, ha, 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 and I don't notice. He's about to play the worst version of the fart game ever. He pulls his bare, sweaty ass down and farts on my arm. His bare ass is on my arm. And this man, 200 plus pounds, over 6 feet tall, man farts on my arm with his bare ass, sweaty arm, sweaty ass. The ghost of your poop, as one of my friends' nieces put it. The ghost of poop phantoms, fart, juices, gases, particles, ass particles, now sticking to me in my mind. I black out. I just start punching him. And he's, ah! Like, I was just laughing right then about Eli. He was laughing. He's laughing. I'm socking the shit. I punch him till I hurt my hand. I seriously hurt my hand and I get tired. I keep punching him everywhere. I'm just punching him. I'm pretty sure maybe I did punch him in the face. I was furious, bro. Furious. So this album came out in October 2001. So yeah, I think this is probably later in the year, maybe early 2002. I have not forgotten. I still haven't forgotten. I hope you could tell with the way I tell that story. I have not forgotten what he did. Everybody's watching the new video. We're all in Sunspot's house. His new Hollywood apartment, white carpet. I have one of these LRG pants. This is how far back I go. I do not fuck with LRG on a plane or a train. But we can get to that story later. But this is back when the Legends, people thought it was Legends research group and they thought it was our clothing line. We were one of the few rappers putting it in videos, putting it in magazines, rapping about it. We were heavy in the inception of LRG. And so I have on these, they used to make these plastic pants. They're probably retro as fuck right now. I want to go buy some and sell them to somebody for $300. There has to be, we have to, right? You guys, I'm going to if I go to the Santa Ana Goodwill, I could find a shit ton of vintage LRG. It's about to become ironic and come back. I know, especially because I see kids walk. I saw a black kid walking down the street with a skateboard and a tie-dye shirt and some baggy corduroys yesterday. I was like, oh, it's fucking me with the Converse One Stars that dropped when I was his age. Like, I never thought these baggy shirts and kids in baggy clothes with skateboards wearing the same shoes. Fucking crazy, bro. So LRG, baggy plastic pants, go find some. If you find some, send them to me. I'll wear a pair and I'll sell a pair. I'll cut you in on it. We could sell it for more if I say that they're mine, right? Okay, business propositions. If shout out to the homegirl that has the eBay page. But plastic pants. I was free balling these days, no underwear. And we just came out. I was just coming out of the house quickly. Drove from Orange County with my ex-girlfriend, and or my girlfriend at the time, I should say. And I see Tommy watching the video. I muster up a fart because he's laying on the floor. He's usually taller than me. He's laying on the floor with his mouth open watching the video. Mouth breathing. I say this is the perfect time to fart in his mouth. Get back. 10 months, 12 months later, whatever it is, 6 months later, I am getting my get back. Because he's laying on the floor first, facing the television. But, I bend over, put my ass in his face, about to fart, and there is a lot of, you can't escape the homoeroticism right now. The games men play sports, slap each other on the butt. I watch men wrestle each other, all oilied up, There's a spectrum to this, I guess. I identify as a heterosexual, cisgendered male that cocked his ass out in front of this other guy to fart on him for the sake of vengeance only. I fart. Everyone sees me. He literally makes the lucky face, like Smokey when he's like smoked out, his mouth is open, his eyes are bugged out. He's like, oh, I don't believe, did you just? And then I say, I think something came out on that one. He looks down. Everyone looks down at Sunspot's white carpet, and there, my friends, on the floor is a little vegan nugget of a turd. On an actual piece of shit. There's so much going on. Behind me, to my left, over my shoulder, is Sunspot. He's losing his shit for obvious reasons. To the right, on the other end of the couch, is Grouch and his girlfriend, or his wife at the time, who are definitely a lot more buttoned up, very, very judgmental. So Grouch is like,
what the fuck, man? Oh my God. You should be embarrassed. Stop trying to laugh because you're embarrassed.
I'm like, I'm not embarrassed. I'm embarrassed, but this shit is funny. Like, Lucky has ran out of the building. He's laughing like he's vomiting or upchucking over. He's like doubled over the edge of the balcony. Like, and I feel like everyone else is laughing. Grouch and his ex-wife are feigning disgust. they're too mature or whatever, or they legitimately are disgusted, which someone just shit in the middle of the room. I get that now. And such parts like, I don't believe you shit on my motherfucking white carpet. I don't like. He just keeps repeating it. Like I think he's jumping up and like, if smoke could come out of his ears, fucking sleeveless, buff, bald, sunspot, brown man, about 5'8", 5'7", jumping up and down, screaming, I don't believe you. I go to the bathroom. I get a nap. It was one of those dry like turds. It wasn't a gooey. Thank God. So I put tissue paper in my hand, pick it up, plop it in the toilet, flush it. And yeah, that looks good video. How could I ever? Whew, man. Yeah, all about Get Back. And just to take it back, throwback, Get Back, just to get some music in here. To serious things up. One of the Living Legends' favorites albums during this era I've been thinking about, and whenever I think about this era of Living Legends, was Lunatic Music, the Loonies' second album. Oh, man. But they have a line on there on Killers on the Payroll, like, the only climax was payback. He let his wounds heal and got more get back than LoJack.
Retaliation, cause his only climax was payback. He let his wounds heal and got more get back than LoJack. Posted up at the gambling shack, fully strapped with a Benjamin big face.
Once again, the underground legends, left of center, abstract backpack rappers, all we listened to was the Looney second album on that tour. It's gangster as fuck. There's subtle references to that in different Living Legends releases around this time. There might be one on this album. But Lunatic Music by the Loonies, classic album. Salute to them. To some, it's probably a sophomore slump because there was no I Got 5 on it. But it was like 21 songs of fire. I think maybe there's 1 or 2 skips on there for me. Just a little history and Common Ground featuring JC. That's perfect timing to do the Loonies right then and then go into JC.
Hey, yo. A rich man in a poor man's body is what I was growing up, hustling for the buck. Mentally torn between just to be or not to be. It gotta be, it better be, better days ahead of me. Cheddar cheese luxuries was never gave to me. Instead I shift from home to home, feel alone, was I prone from the destiny in which I lay to wallow. I live for today and give a fuck about tomorrow.
JC, as far as I know, he's a friend of our homie named M-A-N-N or Aaron from Misfits of Styles. Who used to perform a lot with us, and their crew, DJ Lex, Tone, who made some of the early beats, CMA, the Twin Towers, Trukio, people you may not have heard, but that were definitely influentials for me growing up. Probably my favorite use of the Isley Brothers sample that everybody uses, Living for the Love, is a song by Misfits of Style that you have to dig deep on YouTube to find. But la, 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 puffin' on some bomb, nigga. La, 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 puffin' on some bomb, nigga. La, 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 puffin' on some bomb, nigga.
I got a hardcore rhythm with the ism. You're stepping in my prism. Yo, that's a bad decision. I'ma put that ass in prison in another dimension, like a penitentiary. Then I'm going to your grill like my name was.
Every show, broadcast. That's the thing, is you could tell the shift, and we were still catching up to the shift in our audience. That used to go like everyone in the room but Grouch and Eli were singing along to that part because everyone in the room was mostly black, and we knew it was like a local hit. It's going down. That's the name of the song. And just towned out. Like he's popping his collar, going like, he bayed out, getting low. Like it was just one hand in the air. If you know it, you know the move. And man, that song used to go up. So he lived in Alameda, Aaron, and walking to the liquor store, walking to the bar, walking to Nations. We would walk by his house and he'd be out there. Funny story, him and Arata ended up living together way later in East Oakland. And he recently told me, he's like, everybody in the hood loved Arata, because I just talk about people who knew Arata. Not that he's gone, but I have been out of touch with him for so long. Like, just exchanging Arata stories. And like, man, we used to walk through East Oakland, and motherfuckers like call us Rush Hour.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Yeah, that was a classic. Man, but just how Oakland is, like the Grouch, like country, just nicknames kind of just stick. You know what I'm saying? And nobody means any harm by it. It's just, people are very honest, funny, and creative, colorful. all I say, we became good friends with Aaron. I remember being at his house. He's the one that told me Tupac died. So yeah, just younger, from my younger days, he was always a little older than me. He had a homie who I believe it's through them, JC, who had been locked up for a while, came home. And I maintain to this day, especially when it comes to California, our best rappers, our best boxers, our best basketball players, our best athletes, and some of our best creative minds have died due to the war, I believe, perpetrated by the American government, the Bloods and Crips War, and the crack epidemic, and just the unjust laws. 3 strikes, so they're either dead or in jail. The best rapper from LA you'll never hear. Best rapper from California you'll probably never hear. But some of the greats like JC do come home. And that's like, he came home and we heard him rap. We like Grouch, since he lived in Alameda, I think they were a little closer, but he's on some CMA stuff. I think Grouch may have produced an album for him. He's been on some Living Legends tours. That's when I wasn't touring with the crew. But man, that's something else I'd like to get through this podcast. It's always the people in the middle that ever had a problem with me or anyone being different. The people who are out trying to prove themselves, who aren't really gangster or as tough as they want you to believe. Everyone it can be tough. I'm not trying to, but there's people who feel like they have to prove it. The insecure people, and we're all insecure in our own way, but the most insecure people have a problem with the most secure people. If I have the courage to wear my hair like this or to not give a fuck if my pants are not name brand or dirty, who the fuck am I when you have this void in you that makes you feel low? So I'm going to shit on you. Those people are the ones that have problems. Those are the people that, to me, usually make the most ignorant music, soulless music, the ones that perpetrate. And it goes for all genres. Because when you're trying to fill a void and get the adoration of the public, then it's moving the creativity away from its divine origin, and you're drawing for somewhere else. And if there's divinity, there's also another force within music, but people don't like to talk. Music is just this healing force, and it's just everything is a balance. Harry Potter, motherfuckers, all magic has a price, bitch.
All magic comes with a price.
JC was the kindest, and same thing with, like, the more authentic you are. I don't know if he's proud of this, but I like just honest, like J-Rock from TDE, one of the kindest people, but if you know, you know. And that was JC. Like, JC just came home from jail. You wouldn't be able to tell. Just a great dude. Always when I smile, even when that shit wasn't always like nice and rosy with the crew, those are times like I wasn't touring with them or whatever. Always love. Always like big hug, pound, whatever the man hug pound thing is. Is there a name for that? That thing. And just, yo, yeah, but he could have been like, yo, I just did this many years and I came out and here he is doing songs with the Living Legends. I'm sure that's the last thing. We didn't exist when he went in. When he came out, he was on songs on our first debut album. Imagine that, too, how special you had to be at rapping, which he is. Something, I think Nate the Great's on here too, how special you had to be at rapping when we have 8 motherfuckers and we think we're the dopest in our crew and we want you to rap on our album. Similar to Reverie on the new album, on the Letterman song I told y'all I listened to last week. He definitely was like one of those talents. It was a pleasure to bear witness to. Shout out to JC. Shout out to Picasso with the dope chorus. And you can see we're still rapping to like the black leaning or the inner city community with a positive message. This song could have, seems like there's 2 albums going on here. And so I'm not the only one with duality, but our group was shifting. Like there's a Jefferson Airplane right before this, and then we're going to just some slap, like town slap. Grouch makes slap. A lot of my friends would be like, hey, cuz, oh, Grouch, that nigga white? Like, that's straight up. Because I've been playing my stuff for people, in the neighborhood, and they knew I was touring with them, but they had never. I've said this on the past, and I stop saying that. You know that I don't bring my homies to my shows for various reasons. My homeboys, like from the block, they don't come to my show. They never come to my shows, so they've never seen Grouch. And then finally, I remember riding with my homeboy Nick, rest in peace. He was like, wait, that nigga Grouch is white, cuz? Like, I was like, yeah, man. I was like, damn, fool. You've been listening to motherfucking Success is Destiny and nothing changes and you don't fucking know? Simple Man. My brother had like a Bronco with 2 15s on Crenshaw slapping Simple Man. Grouch makes slap, bro. Like, who riders, Grouch, like town shit. There's nothing like playing town shit if you have some beat. Yeah. So that's about all I'd say. Picasso did that. Everybody did their thing on this one. It's dope.
She's a kid on the corner of his block, and there's a genius in his room with a deep thought.
but we hadn't read the room yet. We didn't know who was listening. And I still think this is a funny thing. I think also this is timeless. As I teach kids, people invite me into spaces to play stuff for kids, this is a song inner city youth would still, I think, listen to and be relevant. Unfortunately, that it sucks that it's years, decades later, and it's still relevant, the message. And just looked at Instagram, and my homeboy, Steph Simon in Tulsa, Oklahoma, has the first rap label that is in a high school. It is in my McLean High School on the north side of Tulsa. It is rough. Metal detectors, all the shit, 19-year-olds still in 12th grade, stuff like that. Very, the Lean On Me school type of vibes, if you know Lean On Me, like very, Our Dangerous Minds, I've never seen that, but I assume that's how the classroom was, Stand and Deliver, shit like that. The Hood School. And he has a record label. I went to speak to those young people. I don't call them children. They've definitely seen and been through too much. But it would be for that kid, like a kid in the one, what you got, like there's a kid on the corner, in the room, on the block, blah, blah, blah. That sentiment, and he just posted a letter from one of the teachers that's telling the child's parent that on some national, the kid is in the hood and he helps the teacher manage the class, but also on whatever scholastic test he got a 290 on his math something. And she was like, the teacher was like, I went to a school in this neighborhood. I scored a 230 or 260 or 220, and I went on to Harvard or Yale. Your son got a 290. Let me know what I need to do. Children like him are one of the reasons I came back to support. But that's the thing, like the brilliance within the ghetto, and I think that's what the song is saying. But I don't think any brilliant kids in the ghetto got to hear this song, Common Ground. But yeah, that's JC and the Living Legends finding common ground. We're gonna get into Flawless, produced by Eli.
It ain't over, here it comes again. Hold it on my shoulders till I can't hold it in. Life ain't about what you see, it's about where you been. And when you get there, it's time to go again.
Anyway, Flawless, it ain't over. Come here. Here we go again. Life ain't about what you see, it's about where you been. Whatever. And once you get there, it's time to go again. Sunspot is a deep motherfucker, a deep, dope motherfucker, bro. Like, I want my homies to get there just due. That chorus is dope. Lucky spin fire. Everybody is spin fire on there. Sunspot's, it's long, would be my only criticism. I love Sunspot's verse. Does Sunspot need to rap? Maybe. Should have just been a Mystic Journeyman song. I feel like Dirty Girl is a great atmosphere song I got to rap on. This is a great Mystic Journeyman song that got given to the legends, and there's a lot of those. Yeah, we're going to move on to the next song, Would I Be, featuring Nate the Great and Crush. I'm telling you how great of an MC, shout out to the Cuff from Sac, how great of an MC you have to be asked to be on a Living Legends album.
Who wants to be a millionaire? Me. Is that your final answer? I'm pretty sure it might be. Matter of fact, the fatter the stack, the more likely to see us ahead of the pack like fleas. Get a house, pay my debts, and my spouse, and my mom's a couple of cars that run the college fund. Fix my teeth, lace my peaks, fulfill the dreams that made this beat. It would be strange at first, I think, but I'll adjust fine. Make my money worth my time.
This is what I mean, ladies and gentlemen. The Living Legends, without me, I'm a fan. I'm ready to call this a classic album. I still feel like, oh no, that looks good. I was rapping pretty good. No, I'm not even saying my rap verses are the worst ones. I'm rapping exactly where I should be on this album and exactly how I should be. I'm going to say that this is a classic record. The songs that drive this record really don't have me on there. So I feel like I can say that as objectively as not objectively as possible. Fuck you. It's a classic. I need to go out. Fuck the one we named classic. This is a classic. I think classic has some misses on it. I'm not going to lie to you. This, man, the atmosphere, the guests, the beats, it's perfect, man. This is so far. I need to go buy. I didn't get one of those picture discs with the fucking Hollywood. So if y'all got one out there, let me know. I'm a Living Legends fan. Reborn. I never really got to be a Living Legends fan because I was too involved in it. But now I'm going back. This is fucking dope, man. What the fuck did Nathan say? Nathan said something positive about the album, right? Fuck that guy. Nah. Yeah. Shout out to Living Legends, bro. This album slap.
Y'all know about Georgia.
I practice how to rap myself into the top 5 of MCs alive and ripping. Kicking back in Sydney, not tripping off of arguing with women I'm living with.
All right, so I may have spoke too soon. I knew that would happen. Okay. Anything You Want, not a bad song by far, but could we have lost it with amongst these other 16 dope songs and just had 15 songs? For sure. But next up is Gift Wrap. There's a vinyl version of this, please, if anyone had it. I think a Japanese exclusive, or maybe this is the one they put out on Rockets. I don't remember, but give us a call if you have that here at KKJZLL MNOP. I'm just gonna skip over Anything You Want, go straight to Gift Wrap. That's what I did. Now I listened to it, but then I just said, let's keep listening. I don't have much to say about Anything You Want. It sucks that that's the one Sunspot Jones beat. I mean, that's why it sticks out, because everything else is Eli Grouch. We should have just had maybe a couple more Sunspot songs, or I guess kept it known Sunspot and let Sunspot and Picasso produce the next one. I don't know. These are things that are no longer my business. Shout out to the person at the Badger Herald that wrote a favorable review. And it's still back to Nathan. They don't quote the person. I want to know who wrote for the Badger Herald. What is the Badger Herald? We're going to go. Sorry, guys. Yep, that's what I thought. University of Wisconsin-Madison had a lot of fans, a lot of wild, good times there. Love you, Madison. Miss you. Which probably not the same town because they're probably all college fans. That was another thing we would experience later, hitting these college towns and then kind of not being relevant after, if you remain relevant in a college town past, or the college students past like 8 years as a rap artist or any artist, that is amazing. Like after the 8 years, if there's a freshman there that's still into your shit, you're doing a great thing. So like places like Madison don't get visited as often as they used to, but I think last show I did there was pretty 2017, 18, 15, I don't know, something like that. I was like, I was pleasantly surprised. Lots of people, fun show, good vibes, good memories. Some of the same promoters are still there, which is dope. Anyway, Gift Wrap. Crowd starts off with he wrote High Road, Tribal, and they say, have my Walkman on everywhere that I traveled.
I'm from the O, built it through short to high road. Have my Walkman on everywhere that I travel. I'd always babble and quote what other people wrote, use it as a theme or rule, and that was cool for me. Worked it like a tool for me that thought I was a fool to be.
And it was just a dope line how he switched up the rhyme scheme. Something you rarely hear in rap. I want to give him props on that. The beat is slap. Once again, Grouch with slappers. Imagine this guy telling me that he didn't want to do any beats on These Hands. If you look at the production credits on These Hands, it was like pulling teeth to get this guy to give us a beat. And when he did, it was a bop. Man, I wish, like, come on. Just if you're around Grouch, just social media today, just say, bro, you make dope ass beats. I hope he produced some on the Living Legends album. I really do. As a fan. Yeah, Gift Wrap. P.S. Lucky's versus fire. To them. If you're the murderers, then why would I buy a tape? And this is a song that got cut from the set eventually as we started touring more, but I don't know why it wasn't. I think it maybe is too aggressive for the crowd, but I love this beat. I love performing it. But it's a lot of rapping. So I feel it. The sub hook, we rock the spot. We rock the spot. It's just dope. It was dope. It was fun to do that too.
We rock the spot. We rock the spot. We rock the spot. Yeah, we rock the spot. We rock the spot. We rock the spot.
My verse. I only remember I'm about to give her a I love this cock feeling, and I was hoping I was on Creative Differences so I would have to say that line. But now I get what I was talking about. And these days, I can't stand when people are talking about, I fuck your bitch, I fuck your bitch, I fuck your bitch. And this is I fucked your bitch. But it was a very specific shot sent to someone I knew that was listening. People that fronted on me. And then later on, I ended up getting with girls that they dated. And it was pillow talks. When I learned early, you gotta watch what you say because all of your business will come out from a woman that you have mistreated or used to date.
It's like, ooh wee, you be a fool not to feel this beat knocking out your trunk like Mike Tyson would have still been. While most of you MCs was out on a field trip, my crew was in the lab. See, we never had permission to slip. My mission to rip every mic that I'm on. Rap niggas being nice, but I remember last year they wasn't liking my song. Now I got a couple fans. I'm making cool hits like ice in a bong. I got they bitch on my dick. She looks nice in a thong. And I'm about to give her that I love this cock feeling.
that's what I was processing there. Still probably not the best look. But at least it wasn't just a random, I fuck on your bitch. What about bitch? I hate when dudes who are actually married make songs in the present. Like I was going through experiencing my sexuality and dealing with my male chauvinism and misogyny, and I'm still dealing with it. And not in the best way. I'm not just, I was processing all of it. I was 19 years old, and definitely not sober. No excuses, just some background. But I grew from here, so I was cringing as the kids. Very cringe line for me. And there's some more coming up. There's a lot more coming up. I listen to the new album. I hope I don't have any cringe in there, so I can leave this place better than I got here. That was always been the mission, right? So sorry to anyone I offended or damage I did, but I was angry, as this is the theme in this era of my life, very angry, and I had to send shots to rappers I knew were now listening that weren't listening before. And then that's when, and then when I used to stay up late just to dub, tech, and sway, now I got my own wax, and I can't get no play.
To this day, when I used to stay up late just to dub, tech, and sway, now I got my own wax, and I can't get no play. I can't get no play.
I can't get no play. It was on. I think this is after we were on Sway and Tech, and we went up there. Well, Mystic Journey went there. I was just there as the pit bull, the freestyle, and they started just giving props. We had got in the East Bay Express or something, and he was like, shout out to Billy Jam. Shout out to Billy Jam, though. Where are you at? Hope you're well, sir. Like a British dude, white dude from the Bay that was a journalist that was put us on the cover or put Mystic Journey on the cover, and all Mystic Journey did was shout it out. And I guess Sway and them had beef. He said, you ain't gonna come on here and talk about Billy Jam. And Sunspot was like, well, why not, bro? Like, fuck you mean? I just want to give props. He's like, I don't want to be involved in your politics. And Sway, I don't know what happened between him and Sway, Billy Jam and Sway, but Sway started going off and it became a thing. And it would be like, how come it got to like Mr. Jam, like, how come there's no local rappers? Imagine this now, being in the Bay and KMEL. Maybe it is like this now, but after this interview, it kind of went the other way during the hyphy movement. But we were not pioneers of the hyphy movement, but we were some of the first artists to go up there pushing. Because it had left the RBL Posse, Total Devastation, E40, Capture Save a Hole in the radio era, and had entered this just Diddy, Dupree, Jay-Z, Dame Dash, just to keep with the D's, that era. And there was just no artist from the Bay getting played unless it was late night with Sway and Tech. And even then, there wasn't a lot of Bay Area indie rap getting played on the radio. So we went in there like hat in hand, but a little hot. And then once shit went bad, it just went all the way bad. And, like, why is it the playlist have that? So I think it was Joe Quicks got me. And I'm feeling that anger. I'm still a little hot about that. But, he signed with his homies. It's kind of like he threw a sucker punch. Freestyling, I'm ready to eat. And he throws, I love Tupac. And that's another thing, too, is like, I can't rap freestyle to a Tupac beat. Number one, it's not my style. Number two, but I can do rap to anything, but not Tupac. Toss it up. Like, I know that word for word. I know that better than I know some of my own raps. The importance of Tupac in my life hasn't been stressed here. Like, he was like a father figure to me, not even a big brother, even though it's like we're 5 years apart. When you're that young, it's like, yo, like, so you throw on like my spirit animal, my dad's instrumental, in my mind, like the father of my, because I didn't even take Tupac's influence in my music. It was just in life. Like, I guess for lack of a better term, forgive me, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen. My idol. For like, you throw on that beat, it fucked me up. So they don't even play Tupac on the Wake Up Show. Keep it 1,000. And he threw on two, and it was still early in Tupac's death. Like, I'm still processing. It's just bad, bro. And so I had a whack freestyle. He got me with that. Like, oh, you guys want to talk shit? Oh, your man's about to freestyle? It's like me and the DJ were on the outsides of the fight. I'm ready to just put it down for my homies. And then I said the playlist should look like the All Bay list and the blah, 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 freestyle, whatever is garbage. But yeah. So me saying I got my own wax and I can't get no play shot. Ironically, I guess it is irony. Sway and I would say we're very cool. Someone I respect greatly. I understand a lot of his things, as I got older and got more experienced in the industry. just like us, when somebody disses you and somebody speaks, and me especially, if someone speaks up on that person, you got to do what you got to do if you have a beef. And definitely not in your house and not on your airwaves. And we should have just, we weren't press trained. We could have deflected and handled it better. But it is what it is. Sunspot and Sway are cool. Like, everybody's cool. I think Sway has met more of my children than Sunspot or a lot of dudes in Living Legends. Not a shot. It's just the irony of that, how it ends up. Because when I'm with Living Legends, I'm usually working. When I see Sway, it's just on like a random move, or like, I go to the sound set with my family, and he was a host of the stage every year for a while, so that's how it happens. Or if I go to New York to do Sway, I'm usually bring the fam, because that's a nice place to take your children. Great place to visit. Cali, great place to visit. I'm going back to New York. All right, let's gift wrap. We're gonna move on to War Games.
I know where the music came from. I'm not a lame dumb originalist perspective, but still we choose to come original. Down from my talk to my walking, heads out to please the king, Christopher Walken. A city with fly lingo and badass Latinas got heads on this side, biting style still an equal. Unless you assimilate.
How did I not end up on War Games? Woo! That's some fire. They are shitting on West Coast rappers who sound like they're from the East Coast. We were around a lot of it, and we did not like it. No, sir. That's why I made songs like LA. That's why I say shit about On the Block and Creased Up Khakis, because even though we made boom bap, we did not want to be confused for those of us who sound like West Coast, the Sixth Borough dudes, we used to say. Don't do that around us. And they went in. Gosh. I want to point out, like, Lucky's versus Killer, there's all kind of subliminals and intricate things. Aesop is going in on somebody very specific. Eli, this is the roots. While you're going into the darkness, we're rising into the light. No disrespect to the roots, of course. No disrespect. But you're going down to the dark, pushing down through the darkness, we're rising up to the light.
I affiliate my style with a golden state while you holding hate, claiming a whole weight. Now, much respect to the roots, but once you walked in these boots doing a format like that, it's so fake. You're a dormant doormat wearing a horse hat with a horrible imitation of what you consider great, when that's only a bite. Your eyes are bigger than your stomach, so when you plummet into the darkness, we'll be rising into the light. That's right. That's right. When you plummet into the darkness, we'll be rising to the light. That's right.
Yo, Eli with bars. I don't know if I can recall. There was a time that I wish I could find a tape when we were recording Eli's at my mom's house after school. And we have one where they were like, Fresh Prince, this is how you rap. Oh, man. They had this song, I didn't know you could rap like that. I told you so. I told you so. I didn't know you could rap like that. I told you so. You just don't know. That was a hook. So we were running in circles rapping that song. They were still when they were in another group. I think I wanted my rap name to be Sambo, because I was in love with KMD. 92, 93. Bars. War Games. Grouch says, shook your hand once, you didn't feel it. I did it for the cap. Where something should have peeled it.
I met you twice before and shook your hand, you didn't feel it. Did it for the cap, but should have acted like I peel it. Now I'm in the skillet on the burner in the back. Caught between the trunk bump and the motherfucking boom back. Bring the tune back, your craps in the chop. Thermometer up your ass, that's the reason that I'm not hot. But I got a fever.
Did it for the cap. Ladies and gentlemen, bring your kids in the room. Bring everybody from the South and the Midwest and everyone that's claiming this slang in the East. This is somebody from Oakland saying cap the way it's used currently in 2001. Bloody capping. Oh, that's cap, blood. I've heard that so many times since the late 90s. To see it rise to prominence now like it's something new is amazing to me. I don't know if, I'm sure Grouch is the first one to put it down, but he's the first person I knew personally to put it on wax. Tajay was saying hyphy in 98. Cap. And hyphy did the movement. Hyphy movement didn't hit the national scene till 05, 06, 07, or 08 even, hit the national scene. And cap is just now, it's like it's a new word. Like my son, my 10-year-old tries to say, that's cap, pop. And I'm like, you don't know what that means. And it's hard for sometimes I want to use my N-word. I'm a nigga. Like I've been saying cap since before you came out your daddy's cat. You know, that's anyway. Aesop went in, everybody went in. There's a nice little sample in New York sound, and it has Thought You Knew. We just like you, so you're not a whack. You're not us, and we're not you, and we're not a whack crew, whatever. From Strength to ATU, which is an amazing song. If you haven't heard it, on Project Blood. Another very West Coast, pro West Coast compilation. Only fitting that it be sampled there.
We've been here, just like us. We just like you, except for we ain't a whack crew. I mean, look at the shit that's out, okay? And I can say this with no doubt. A lot of the shit just don't appeal.
It's
ain't
whack.
Real.
We're not turned on the radio. What happened to shit like radio and everlasting bass?
All right. This is another miss. Forces of nature. But we put everybody on the same song, exchanging verses back and forth. I don't know if that's been done by a crew at this point. Not that it needed to be done. It proves it doesn't need to be done. Also a song that's 4 minutes, 27 seconds long with 8 rappers. Doesn't need a 22-second intro. Just gonna say you should have got right to Grouch's verse. I do remember when this one was recorded, it was at, in my mind, the Creative Differences sessions and this mixed together. It was at Tommy's house off of 54th and Van Ness. It's so funny that some of the most hip-hop things are recorded in the hood. Same goes for a lot of the Project Blowed stuff. It's good to have music that doesn't sound rooted, or is rooted in the environment, but doesn't sound like the bitter fruits of that environment, if that makes sense. Yeah, this is everybody at Lucky's house. And I know I came through for a second. Sunspot Rat's first, and I think he left, and I came later. I squeezed the word pronate into a rap, and I thought I was so cool.
And after they donate, the dead hands will pronate, and FEMA might come through, but they always show late.
But yeah, everyone standing up and just taking turns on the microphone, playing off of each other, playing off of the overall theme. It was really like a cipher. It was the memory is dope. I can see the room. I can feel the energy. I'm closing my eyes now. Like, the song isn't as good as the moment was. But I would even say keep this song on the album, because I don't know if Living Legends is, it's just a group exercise. It's team building. So, yeah, maybe do it and then not put it out. But being that I can still feel that moment, I'm glad that we did that, even though it's not the best song. So this is a keeper. So far, there's only one I would not keep. We're going to move on to Osaka Tales. Oh, earlier I said that I fought with everybody in Living Legends, and squared off is what I really meant. But I said only not Eli, but also not Aesop. Aesop and I once almost got in a fight. So I was thinking how he killed it on that verse. He said something, and we had a little rift early on when he was, like I said, that verse was, gift rap was about somebody that I was still friends with. Ironically, as I say that we should not get along with each other based on who doesn't get along with who. But I guess, I didn't kick it with them anymore because of that. Anyway, our tension, our honeymoon was over. We almost fought, but A+ from Hieroglyphics stepped in between us and squashed it. And I think after that, we got close one other time, but that's on the Creative Differences tour. I will tell that story. It ended very weirdly. Just wanted to clear that. I want to give not a whole bad person. Aesop is such a, like I said, he's the dangler. He's the hustler. He's the manipulator. Different than Lucky, less fly than Lucky, but still very functional. Let's get into Osaka Tales.
In a minute you might be in it, way too deep to sleep routine ways, but you better go on and peak. Like weather, life keeps changing. Regardless of the title of my second album, shit's rearranging. Don't get too comfortable.
I have no idea what Arata's saying, but yeah. Also for Arata, it needs to be mentioned that he was the first rapper I ever knew of to blow up in another country, rapping in another language before blowing up in their own country. He had legitimate fans and like a touring base. I can never imagine or grasp what his parents were thinking when he told them. And when he got back he was a Japanese rapper that when he got to Japan, nobody knew him. And I don't think he was considered tight by those guys because he has a very unorthodox flow. He comes from a guy who didn't rap, who was in a dancehall and reggae, which are the original origins or the origins of hip hop culture. In a way, as far as Kool Herc is concerned, that is amazing. The Arata story is phenomenal.
何かが変わった遠く離れた見知らぬ土地迷い込み驚きそのまま伝えよう例えようのない絵も 動いて見えたこともあったような忘れそうになった過去懐かしい人の顔
But I don't know if anybody realizes that. Like, this is a kid that was not a star in Japan. Didn't start rapping in Japan. He started, and so going back home, we're with Arata, and they're like, okay, who is this guy we never heard of that's from Osaka? Like, even then, like, the hip-hop scene, I don't know how it was in Osaka, but I would assume, and he's probably 50 now. So, yeah, it was weird, bro. I would have put that on a Arata album. I wouldn't have put that on our album. At this point, we basically go into the Grouch album. Osaka Tales, produced by the Grouch, with Grouch and Arata, Soapboxing, with Grouch and Picasso. But once again, what an amazing MC you have to be invited to a Living Legends album and another great MC from the Bay. Pep love.
Unavailable for comment. I'd rather go sell my boat and ride the tail of a comet. Inhale of the chronic, a glass of orange juice, read a book, write a poem, hike a trail in the forest, dude. Breathe in fresh air, release pressure, extend and bend and stretch, yeah. Burning incense, silence my mind in an instant.
Pep is dope. And Auntie Mama Joe, a.k.a. Eli's mom, on the hook. None of these songs are bad. Do they need to go on the Living Legends album? Yeah, it's hard to say, man, but if I have to be critical, we could cut these last three and Anything You Want and have a classic record. And this next song is nothing less. I haven't heard it in years, but I'm going to listen to it. The intro, everything is dope.
Well, I bet you that I get the last laugh. Bet you that my funeral's packed and the tune you all blast is my crew shit. New shit or old, it don't matter. Boat, I get swole in the zone where you gather. I'm alone, but together with the folks. Not really knowing where I'm going, but my goal's to provoke thoughts. Devote locks, show some fools the ropes to hop. Scope the top from above it, love it, then leave it alone. I believe that I'm grown, showing the way. Oh, in the bay, for going astray, now I'm blowing away. Like that bag in American Beauty, truly blessed. And nothing less.
I'm nothing less than a criminal with minimal convictions. Serving up my customers, a hustler of the diction. Crushing my afflictions, I'm sick in the mind. Depends on who you ask, and I can do anything depending on the task. I tend to be on blast more often than not. Between a rock and a hard place, I soften my spot. Talking a lot, that's if my CD's getting played. But if that's not the case, then I had nothing to say. My crew been tight since we was up in the bay. Been down for a while, now watch us as we take it up and away. Something to play when you're laying on back. Felt the love when I wrote this, so I know y'all feeling what I'm saying on tracks. Nothing less, nothing less.
Me and Grouch have been doing it on the These Hands tour. If you missed it, you missed it. We do it usually when we have a These Hands set. But now that we have Reverie, it kind of gets cut sometimes. So catch us when you catch us. Yeah, it's dope. It's a hip-hop classic in my eyes. My best rap on the album. Is this the first appearance of Felt? I don't know if Felt is out. I don't think Felt is out. Could be wrong. Nobody has real dates on this shit. We weren't keeping track of things like that.
And nothing less, nothing less. First step was birth. Now forever cursed to analyze his self-worth. The second step was belief. Had to make that move before he even grew teeth. The third step, respect, awareness. He can trip over the next step if he's careless. That next step, number 4 was love. Can't touch it without stepping the other 3 above as he froze for a moment.
All right, that's it. This has been Almost Famous by the Living Legends. Let's say one of the greatest crews to ever exist in hip-hop culture. We don't get enough credit, but that's okay. We were there, and that adds to the legend. Almost Famous, 2001. So yeah, thank y'all for listening. Love y'all.
All of his views on family and life were askew. Number 6 had been twisted by the previous 2. The last step, the 7th, was the only thing left that kept them outside of heaven. One last breath and everything could be pleasant. Life through death, man's final lesson. Nothing less.
Thanks for listening to the Best Rapper in LA podcast. Make sure you subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Make sure you never miss an episode by subscribing on Spotify, Apple, wherever it is. If you like the show, leave a review on Apple Music or Spotify. And to support the podcast directly, go to patreon.com/MURS316, Murs316. See y'all next week. Peace, peace, peace.